Hello everyone, welcome to the another session where we are learning about classification of the sectors of Indian economy. The sectors of Indian economy is classified as such. On the basis of the nature of job, it is primary, secondary and tertiary sector. On the basis of working condition, it is organized and unorganized sector. On the basis of ownership, it is private sector and public sector. Today we are going to learn about GDP by primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Then we can able to understand that which sector has gained lots of importance, and then we will learn about share of the sectors in GDP percentage wise, share of the sector in employment percentage wise, and then we will learn about where are most of the people employed in India and why. So let us start with. Before we start, let us look at this graph. Now looking at this graph, few things are very much clear. That which was the largest producing sector in 1970-71? It is primary sector. Which is the largest producing sector in 2010-11? It is tertiary sector. Can you say which sector has grown most of over the 40 years? Of course, it is which one? Service or the tertiary sector, which has grown most over the 40 years. Now, what was the GDP of India in 2011? You remember what is GDP? The market value of final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country within a year is called GDP. So what is GDP here? Of all the three, sum total of all the three sectors, it is 50 lakh crore rupees. So what does the comparison between 1970-71 and 2010-11 shows? What conclusion can we draw from the comparison? One thing is quite clear. It is the tertiary sector which is growing or gaining importance in production. Why? See, all the basic providing services like hospital, education institution, post office, police station, court, defense, transport, bank, etc., etc. There are many. It's a big sector. So this is one of the service sector which is under government. It is government's responsibility to provide provisions for all these services to the countrymen. The development of agriculture and industry leads to the development of services such as transport, trade, storage and like. As we have already seen, greater the development of primary and secondary sector, more would be the demand for such services. So, rising importance of tertiary sector in India. There are many reasons for the rising importance of service sector in India. Let us count one by one. See, any country, several services such as hospital, education institution, post and telegraph services, police stations, court, village administrative offices, municipal corporation, defense, transport, bank, insurance companies, etc. are required, and these are considered as basic services. And in developing country, the government has to take responsibility for the provisions of all these services. Second, the development of agriculture and industry leads to the developments of services. So transport, trade, storage, even you can count insurance, banking, all those things you have seen are growing rapidly. So greater the demand of primary and secondary sector, more would be the demand for service sector. Third, income level rises. People started demanding many more services like eating out, tourism, shopping, private hospitals, private schools, professional training, etc. So the tertiary sector has got a boosting to grow a lot because of the people's income level rises. People started demanding for all kind of services, and you can see this change quite sharply in the cities, especially in the big cities. And fourth, if you see, over a past decade and so, certain new sectors such as information and communication technology, ICT, have become most important and essential. Why? Because it has contributed immensely to social and economic improvement of people's life. Such as, it started providing higher salaried employment and also have contributed in the productivity. It also have increased the quality of life. So people wanted to be on do such type of jobs. So that is the reason ICT have become more important and essential. That also comes in under tertiary sector. But few things we need to remember here. That is the fourth point what we learned. Few things we have to remember here, that all the service sector is growing equally, but service sector in India employ many different kinds of people. At one end, there are a limited number of services that employ highly skilled and educated workers. At the other end, there are very large number of workers engaged in services such as small shopkeepers, repair persons, transport persons, etc. These people barely manage to earn a living, and yet they perform their services because no alternative opportunity for work are available for them. Hence, only a part of the sector is growing in importance. That is what. Few people are there. They belongs to the tertiary sector, but they earn very less. Their earning is just from hand to mouth. So they don't contribute much in GDP, but yes, they are in the tertiary sector. So very few are there who are earning a lot, who has taken high profile job, and who are contributing a lot in country's economic development. Let us see share of GDP in each sector. Now look at the graph once again. In the olden times, primary sector was the largest contributor, followed by tertiary, and the least was contributed by secondary sector. Now tertiary sector became the largest contributor. In olden times, primary products like agriculture and mining used to dominate GDP. Now it is IT, health, education, etc. plays a dominant role, hence the contribution of service sector dominates the GDP. Share of sectors in employment. Let us see. Now here if you see the graph, it is agriculture sector who is sharing a lot in generating employment. In the olden times, primary sector was the largest contributor. After that, tertiary sector came up in the second position, and secondary sector contributed the least. In primary sector, many people suffer from disguised unemployment. We need to understand what is this disguised unemployment. See, it is a situation, I hope you have also studied that in your 9th standard, but once again I am telling you, it is a situation which people are working, but all of them made to work less than their potential. For example, to cultivate a field, only 2 workers are required, but the whole family of 5 people is working, as they have nowhere else to go for work. So this type of unemployment is known as disguised unemployment. So in primary sector, people, they suffer with this disguised unemployment. Tertiary sector contribute in GDP but still the second largest contributor in employment, not able to decrease the employment stress in the primary sector in India. Then where are most of the people employed? See, looking at the graph, most of the here for the employment percentage wise, most of the people are still employed in agriculture sector. Why? Because industrial output of the production of the goods went up more than 9 times, but not able to generate the employment. The employment in secondary sector only is seen 3 times. It is went up 3 times. The same thing happened with the tertiary sector. For the tertiary sector, employment in the service sector that rose up for 5 points, though able to generate more GDP. As a result, half of the workers in the country are working in primary sector. See, employment opportunity and share of GDP. Not enough jobs have been created in secondary and tertiary sector. Most people are engaged in primary sector, but primary sector provides only 40% of GDP. This is what is the condition, children. See, more than half of the workers in the country are working in the primary sector, but only able to generate quarter of GDP. In contrast to this secondary and tertiary sector, 3/4 of the production or producers we get from all these 2 sectors, whereas they employ less than half of the people. Such type of story persists in India. Lakshmi, a small farmer owning 2 hectares of unirrigated land. See, this story is given in your textbook. You can read it. No, I am just giving you the important information related to this story. See, here it is like this is a small farmer and she own only 2 hectares of unirrigated land. She depends on rain for growing the crops, that is jowar and arhar. And what happened is, like all the family members, they are working in the same field. So if a landlord comes and asks for 2 family members to work in his field, so the productivity won't get any change, or there won't be any effect in that productivity or production in the farm. Why? Because if 2 people have moved to work in the factory, so what will happen? Or maybe in landlord's land, so what will happen here? Only the increase in the income will be seen, but though the land is limited, so the productivity will remain as it is. So there are lakhs of farmers like Lakshmi. This means even if you remove a lot of people from agriculture sector to provide them with the proper work elsewhere, agricultural production will not suffer. Why? Because of the limited land. Within that land, we can only produce what much the land will give us the production. The income of the people will take up other work would increase the total family income. So such type of story is there in India. Even in the urban areas, if you see, there are thousands of casual workers such as painters, plumbers, repair persons and other doing odd jobs. Many of them don't find work anywhere. We see them on the street pushing a cart or selling something where they spend whole day but earn very little. They are doing this work because they do not have better opportunities. Now, after learning all this, let us do the conclusion what we had learned. See here again, share of the sectors in GDP percentage wise given. The share of the sectors of employment percentage wise given. Now, based on this, let us complete the table using data given in the graph 2 and 3 and answer the following question. GDP is graph 2 and employment related to employment is graph 3. Share of GDP more near about 40% approximately, and in 2010 and 11 it is near about 12%. Share of employment in 1970-71 70%, and share of employment in 2010-11 it is 52%. Now, what are the changes that you observed in primary sector over the span of 40 years? What we have observed after learning this? Let us conclude. The share of the primary sector in GDP has reduced. GDP in primary sector is reduced over the period of time. Similar shift out of primary sector in case of employment has not been seen. Isn't it? It has decreased. More than half of the workers in the country are working in primary sector, but they are producing only a quarter of the GDP. There are more people in agriculture than required, and that is workers in agriculture sector are underemployed. Choose the correct option if it is written here. See, underemployment occurs when do not want to work, are working in lazy manner, are working less than what they are capable of doing, are not paid for their work, are working less than what they are capable of doing. Compare and contrast the developmental changes in India with the pattern of what was observed in the developed countries. What kind of changes between sectors can desired but did not happen? See, in the initial stage of the growth in all the 3 sectors in developed country, it was seen that the primary sector was the most important sector of the economic activity in terms of both production and employment. After that, secondary sector gradually became the most important sector in total production of employment. Then what happened is, when the countries arrives at higher level of development, the share of service sector in GDP and employment become the maximum. So first, in developed countries, it was first primary sector who produces production and employment more. Then after that, secondary sector gradually become most important, and then now tertiary sector is working in a proper way. Now, if you look at the India's condition, initially, in the initial stage, if you see, it is the primary sector who is grown, who was the most important of total production and employment. India did not follow this pattern. Secondary sector has neither become the most important sector in term of production nor in term of employment as yet. And after that, if you see, the share of the service sector in GDP become more in case of tertiary sector. And then in term of employment, most of the people, they are still employed in primary sector. And it was desired that with the development of the economy, the secondary sector would replace primary sector and become the most important sector in GDP. But it did not happen in India. Tertiary sector suppressed the secondary sector. After primary sector, it was secondary sector, or it is secondary sector who has grown a lot. It was also desired that with the development, the share of primary sector in employment would decrease, and that of secondary and tertiary sector would increase to the maximum. But it also did not happen in India. This is what is the conclusion we had drawn from what today we had learned. So, in all, if you see, which sector is now rising? It is the tertiary sector which is rising and gaining importance in production unit. That's all. Thank you.